this thing on?
Not yet.
Are we there? Hey! Hello, welcome everyone to...
You're looking a bit blue.
Yeah, we're all blue.
Hey, we're blue.
That's
That's
okay.
not a reflection of our attitudes.
Who played the offering?
What? Blue. Increase the blue of today's Twitch.
Alright, well, I guess that's a theme then.
That's a whole new thing for us.
Welcome again to an exciting episode of Totally OP Stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stream is utterly OP.
We'll not nerf it.
No. Well,
there you go.
Okay, no.
So credits to
yes,
that amazing
first
song.
thing, that amazing song you just heard was created by someone we don't know and we love from afar called Commander Yu Man.
That's true.
Go check it out. I assume there's a few people helping, or maybe he did all of that himself, which is amazing. Maybe that's a woman hiding behind the name Human or robot or something. I don't know. Go check it. It's in the video section of the Steam community of Dead by Daylight.
There you go.
So thank you.
Yeah, amazing. Love it. Can't get it out of my head. Please get it out of my head. Please.
Other than that, that's all we really had for today, I think.
That's it. So thank you everyone for joining.
That was cool.
Great.
So, okay.
you got something?
Oh, you have a little bit?
No, it's just people saying that maybe the audio is too loud or something like that. We have a new mic, so I'm not sure how it sounds.
Did we move it too close?
So, could you help us a little bit? It's too loud, is that it?
How about we speak softer for today?
We could just be quieter
I'm just,
and
yeah,
calmer.
let's be quiet.
Maybe it's a quiet day.
Is this a little bit better?
Well, we had a Twitch thing this morning with the people at Gamescom from Twitch, and we had to scream quite a lot because they were in a very crowded place with many people. So I'll blame that.
That's very good.
Is this better? Yes,
Yeah,
it's good.
yes.
Okay.
So what you may also have seen is a video of the new chapter, which is out today.
Yes. So we'll answer that question probably every 5 minutes during the Twitch.
So let's start with this one.
It will be out an hour after we turn off this mic. 1 hour after we're done here, we'll go flip the switch and everybody will be able to join in and enjoy this amazing new content. Some of you may also have seen earlier we played a few games against some of our more intense Twitch players.
Yes.
It didn't go very well for me.
I did all right.
I had a good time.
I did all right.
I escaped.
I was proud of myself. I got out and I got down to the last survivor a couple of times, but it's
So
we
we gave
new killer to learn.
Admiral Baru and True Talent an opportunity to try the nurse before everyone else, and they giggled all the way while they were murdering us.
We put our best foot forward, being guys working on the game, not playing the game all day every day. So
Exactly.
I thought we did okay. I thought we put up a good fight. Oh my
was a
god,
good
we were
fight.
bad. We were really, really
But
bad.
you have to understand, we play the game quite a lot,
yeah.
but we're not top tier gamers.
Oh fuck no.
We're far from it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
Personally
probably
speaking,
one
I'm
or
far
two on the team
Yeah.
who could potentially get up there in the ranks, but not everyone.
No.
I was genuinely frightened when we started off, knowing who I was playing. It was like, oh my god! I immediately started the game, the first one, like playing at 1 mile an hour. Like I was like, come on, just play this like you play anyone. Like get out there and get out of the doors, quick, fast now.
But it's usually a good strategy against the nurse anyways, to be extremely careful not to get seen.
Well, the two key survivor strategies are don't get seen, which is a traditional one, I admit. But the second one is when you're in a chase and the nurse is blinking around you, you gotta think differently. It's like you do a jink back and a cut back and go the way you wouldn't normally go and just slow down. It's amazing how the nurse can lose you. Corn, the junkyard maps she seems to struggle on.
Yeah, it's really confusing playing the nurse when the cooldown hits.
It's ever more if you run in a straight line.
Well, it's a little bit also like the hillbilly is very good at flushing people out by revving the chainsaw and just freaking people. Yeah. So hearing that screech of the nurse everywhere is is kind of a tense moment.
It's great. It's great. She's crazy. She's
All right.
crazy.
I'm gonna go to a few of the questions that we have from our Q&A on Steam,
Sure. Okay.
and then we'll take some breaks to discuss other
Sure.
things we want to talk about. So the first one has to do with now that the first DLC has been released, which it will be, but it's not. But I get your question. How often do you plan on releasing future things? How will you handle people with different DLCs? And will you handle it similarly to how Payday 2 handles DLC? So that's a few questions. The first one is, how frequently? As much as we can. So essentially, it's a mix between, we want to bring more content as often as we can. At the same time, we want to make sure that we have at least a little time to test it a little before we put it in. So we don't know yet, but we're gonna be bringing more stuff all the time.
But it's also
That's for
true.
sure.
Like, I mean, the word DLC can mean so many things. It's also like the ability for us to be able to, you know, support the game as it exists, improve the game in its core basis, add new features to the core set that aren't, you know, what you traditionally think of, like the new chapter, which is new content that gets added on. There's all those things that we want to do and keep supporting as well. So. You know, we're looking and reading all the bugs that are there. We're addressing those at the same time. So it's as and when we can find the right slot to be able to release new content.
Yep.
Second part, how will you handle people with different DLCs? Very smoothly, I believe.
The answer is smoothly.
Yeah. So essentially, if you have first of all, maps are always for everyone. That's always going to be the case. Everybody can have the map, so people will be in the same map.
Yeah.
As far as characters, whether it's survivors or killers, well, if you get that DLC or whatever it is, you will be able to select it. If not, you will be able to experience it in the game because other people will be jumping in.
As a primary survivor player, I will be able to experience the nurse without having to go and get the nurse, because I mean, obviously it'll come part of the package, and you know, if I want to play it, I'll have to get it, but if I want to play against it, then it's just going to be in the level for us. So the idea is that we never split the community between survivors and killers and people who have part of the package and not.
There you go. Will some perks from survivors like resilience and hope get a buff at some point? Many people don't use perks or those perks.
Yeah, for sure. We monitor at all time the obviously the meta and all the perks that have been used and their percentage, and the ones that are underused or are not necessarily very fun, we're going to revisit at some point. That's going to happen.
How do you guys keep coming up with unique characters, backstories, maps, powers, and perks? Ash?
Well, that's partly me and partly Dave, I think. When it comes to the characters, whether they're killers or survivors, we put a lot of thought into what we wanted to do at the beginning, and we have a big backlog of things that we want to do. Then we look at how the game is evolving and where we're going with it, and then we just go back to that, and then we just let it flow. And then
make shit up.
Yeah, basically. And then Dave creates amazing perks, and sometimes those influence the backstories of the characters as well.
Yeah.
So if we have a particular character that we want to add a certain amount to, then we'll tweak the backstories to be appropriate. So I think that was a good case. In the case of Nia, that was a good example of it.
Gameplay feeds on story feeds on gameplay.
And all of that is driven kind of by the community as a whole as well. So we take the feedback that's coming in and what people want to do, and then we try and blend them all together to create something interesting.
Can your publisher override your intentions in regard to DLCs and content in general? That's a very good question. It's
our partner.
Well, that's it. It's they are our publisher.
Yes, true. They are,
and they are partners, and they do not have power to override. Actually, it's a very nice and organic relationship that we have, but I believe that the understanding we had at the beginning was if we have different opinions, anything that's in the game is gonna be our decision, more or less. I mean, we take into account their advice and everything, obviously, because they have different experiences, and anything that has to do with marketing and publishing, they would make that decision, but they listen to us because they want to publish our game, and they want essentially to facilitate us bringing it to you the way we want to. So yeah,
it's very
does
organic.
That make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
It does.
Also, know that we love you guys. The game's awesome, and you are an awesome developers.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The new content is exciting and all, but my question is about the Hillbillies' unique teachable perks. They are, in my opinion, the worst in the game and not worth running unless maybe Tinkerer with 2 really good add-ons. Are there any plans to buff change his perk? I was watching, I think his name is Sexy something yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm mangling your name. I was watching a Twitch yesterday. Guy was amazing at it. And he was playing the Hillbilly very, very well.
Yeah, I've been hunted.
The Hillbilly is not an easy creature to master. No. I think the nurse is really close to that sort of
it's hard to master
too.
But again, about the perks, we are monitoring them and we are looking at them all the time. And if one makes sense to fix or to change the balance of, that's we're going to do it.
I mean, again, if you ever look up what we've spoken about, what we call the arms race, it's worth bearing in mind that we continue that philosophy through the development as well, where we'll look and we'll hear and we see and we know and understand the problems as they come up, and then we will incrementally move each piece of the game puzzle towards where we all think it should be. But we're unlikely to do colossal knee-jerk reactions without actual data to back it up, and to get data to back it up takes a couple of weeks. Then we decide what we're going to do. So it's like making sure that everything maintains a core set of balance. It's an ongoing daily job of ours to make sure that we have a balance. It's cool.
Yeah. A quick note also. Right now we're reading the questions off of the Steam page, the Q&A page. We're not really looking at the chat. So if you're screaming in the chat, you're essentially just screaming at each other, which is fine and enjoy it. But you should know what you're actually doing. Well, that's it. Perk rarity. Red always better. No, on Survivor it's common to have all red perks, yet for killer's side most ultra rare perks are worse than rare green perks, so you'll never see any killer use all 4 reds. Why do higher perk rarity mean nothing?
What? Okay. It does mean something.
I think
if you find that your setup of green is better, then perfect. Just use the greens.
Yeah. This is a new suggestion for an offering. It allows the user to use it for both sides and change the perks of the other player's killer. So if you have 10 perks, 4 slots, 4 of the 10 perks are random.
That's not a question. That's a suggestion.
Okay.
Was the question, are you going to do it?
I should just scan, and if there's no question mark at the end, then it's not a question.
Please add question marks to all your suggestions.
What do you think about rewarding player with bonus blood points when they fight higher ranks as an incentive?
Well, we've talked about this as a potential feature in the future, so we're looking at it as a maybe.
Yeah, we're into designing something big for scoring and ranking up in general.
So if it's still appropriate with the new design, then we'll consider it. I mean, we've over the course of development looked at how killer behaviors as a player base actually works, and I tend not to be very motivated by points, but it's a great idea. So we'll put it into the bag.
Will you change how the matchmaking system is? Maybe make this survive with friend lobbies, search for games until it finds one, because I feel like wait 15 minutes to play the game for 10 minutes.
Of course, lobby problems, like we've discussed before, it's something that we're looking at in top priority. We just couldn't push it with the nurse because that would be too risky, but it's coming afterwards. So a proper queue, a proper searching as long as you need to, no need to it ready every 10 seconds for 10 minutes. So fixes are coming for that.
Yeah. Are the 4 main survivors all made by the creativity of the artists, or are they actually based off of real people? Actor, voice actor, or maybe even people from the behavior team? Thank you, and please keep up the good work.
Is that another way of asking if Matt is Dwight?
Matt is not Dwight.
Matt is not Dwight.
We actually introduced people to the real Dwight a little while back. But I just realized that today I'm wearing my tie and shirt, and that might be misleading.
You always have that, no?
Not on Thursdays.
No, true. To answer the question,
most of the 4 main survivors, which is the question, are all based off of creativity, except for Dwight, which face is based on an actual person that's on a different project.
Well, Jake as well.
Jake's face was 50%
based on
Alex.
Yeah.
When will add more clothes? When will add more clothes?
Then now add more clothes. Will do.
Good.
Many people have expressed a want for game modes, casual, no perks. I know you all said that this at times not possible to add in extra game modes, but if you could, what game modes would you like to see or play? Dave?
I'd like an extra hard version where there's no HUD helping you.
Oh.
That would be kind of cool.
I'd
No,
like an
no
extra-
perks,
no
no
perks.
powers.
No perks, or just vanilla
Just-
without HUD.
Yeah.
Alright, that's hardcore.
You remember the one bug where it's pitch black?
Yeah, that was,
That would be cool as well.
that was good.
Yeah, it's funny. We had that bug at some point where it was so dark in the game. It was like absolute,
Yeah, it was absolute
Darkness.
dark.
And
the
it was
flashlight
super
suddenly
hard
took
to
on
play.
better meaning.
It was really cool.
which leads gently into the next question, which is how are you planning to buff the flashlight? I
So-
also would like to ask that what do you think of the newest Killer the Nurse? I also want to say that this is a great game. I already have 120 hours in it.
Cool. Well,
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, very much.
So what was the thing? Flashlight.
Flashlight.
So we've done a couple of tweaks.
Yeah, we've already tweaked the flashlight a little bit. Not sure you're gonna sense this tweak so much, but it basically the accuracy and how effective it is that has changed a little bit. We're also going to put a little extra effort with one of our engineer on the flashlight to make it more usable. So there.
So
Yeah, stay posted for more updates on the flashlight
Yeah.
because they will be coming.
and so what do you think of the newest Killer the Nurse? Well,
Yeah.
we like it.
It's
We think
great.
it's going to change a lot of the meta game, and we can't wait to see people play it vigorously and
Yep.
and actually break it in ways we could not have anticipated. Then
Yeah,
we'll
no,
Yeah,
nerf
it's
it.
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen, and we will adjust to it as it happens.
Yeah.
But she is great. She, as a survivor perspective, like the first time I played the Wraith as well, it's like it will make you play differently. It will force you to not do the things, and you will learn new strategies that you didn't use before. Like the act of staying still is suddenly very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't move. And
For me,
often
where
she-
where the nurse shine is when the player is taking his or her time to look from
Yeah.
a balcony or a high place to try and find a survivor to blink to, and as a survivor looking at the nurse just still like that in a window is super creepy.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
multi-level buildings are now something to fear.
Even just the little hill is
yeah, the hill
dangerous.
can be. Yeah, the hill can be dangerous
Yeah.
too.
Why did you use for every texture this strange watercolor Photoshop filter?
Well, that's a question for our art director.
Yeah.
Is that it though? Is it a?
It's not a
is it
Photoshop filter.
It's
No,
not.
it's certainly not.
So it was a
Photoshop.
very technical thing that I can't really explain, but it's a really cool little shader that makes it so that as soon as you step away from a model, the texture sort of merges into this,
Yeah.
yes, watercolor, like painterly effect, which is something that we thought really looked cool.
well, it's
Essentially,
true,
that's
but
why
it's-
we did it.
But it's we thought it looked cool, but also we didn't want to make a hyper-realistic,
Yeah.
absolute accurate representation of human anatomy. I mean, you know, when you're developing a game, I'm sure this is probably a subject for a very in-depth chat with our art director. But when you're making a game and you have to make decisions, it's like, you know, which way are you going to go? And obviously, if you're going hyper-realistic, it brings a whole lot of new expectations and things to the table. So we went with the style that we thought would bring something unique to the game, look really cool, and give us a chance to actually get it done. So it was cool.
What are you saying? Oh, nice. Good to know.
All right. Yeah. So, hey guys, thank you so much for the hard work you've put in the game. You guys are simply the kindest, awesomely forbearing devs. As for the questions, well, thanks. How long does it usually take for a chapter to be created? Like creating a whole new killer, map, survivor? Also, when it comes to killer ability, animation, do you take ideas from other games as an inspiration, or do you just think for it? So the first part is, how long does it take?
It's a long time to be honest.
It's over a month from start to finish. It's I mean, from the first idea, the design, to
At
the
least
actual
2, I would
final
say.
testing and being ready. It's probably even closer to 2 months, I'd say. But it doesn't involve the same amount of people the whole time. But it usually about that.
Yeah.
Well, then again, we've only released one so far.
Yeah,
So
so maybe it'll be faster, maybe it'll be slower. But no, it's a lot of spinning wheels to interlock is
Yes.
how I would describe doing a DLC.
Also, when it comes to the killer ability animation, do you take ideas from other games as an inspiration? The inspiration for what things look like, or what things sound like, or what thing feels like, it can come from very many different places. I mean, we've had some stuff in the game come in inspired by video clips, or anything can do a board games mechanic, anything. It's all fair game. So yeah. Specifically the animation, we have very talented animators, but it can come from anywhere, and sometimes there's a lot of just us doing weird gestures and saying this should look like this, and then they're like, yeah, that's not a thing.
It's so a thing.
Do you still have plans to change the skill check audio cue popping up exactly as you let go of the mouse, resulting in a skill check failure without any ability to prevent it?
Yeah, this is
it
something
happened
we're
to me
looking
today.
at.
It's annoying, isn't it?
It is. We need to take care of that.
Yep. Let's do it.
Take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the take care of list.
Pallets getting a change to prevent them from occasionally teleporting you to the side they did not intend on being. That's a bug. Yeah, we will fix this.
It's actually a very complex interaction.
Yeah, it is.
We will do some tweaks and see if we can get it. We noticed that it started to happen. We've had it over the course of development, trying to get that sweet spot exactly right, guessing the exact position of the person with the interaction and the position of pointing and facing and everything. Again, it's a lot of interlocking things in the interaction.
So there's a very, very long question here, but it's essentially about the daily rituals and some that you find hard to do. There's a little circle with an X in it. You can destroy one every day, right?
Yeah.
You can kill one every day. So that's your answer. Considering doing something about the hatch standoff, is that true?
Yeah, we don't like when it gets in a stalemate. Basically, like nobody's moving and nobody's doing anything for a while.
If no one's having fun,
and even it's bigger than just a hatch. It's any moments when the game sort of stops.
Like the cheese for the window, like any of these moments where it's long and it's not fun for anyone.
Our goal was that Survivor is never safe, and we don't want endless standoffs because that means someone is feeling safe or totally pointless. It's not helping the game progress in any way, shape, or form. So, while there's still hope, it's fair enough, but we don't want it to become an abusable situation.
True. Okay, here. Could the amount of points you receive for escaping be decreased and spread amongst the other actions?
Yeah,
5,000, 7,000 for the
cool.
hatch is a lot of points. And even a person who barely does anything could rank up from just using the hatch. Someone who powers multiple generators, saves teammates, and then dies before escaping often gets fewer points than the guy who slipped out. Basically, reward people for doing stuff rather than escaping.
That's from Peanuts, one of our mods. I think it's a great idea. Like I said earlier, it's we're actually thinking of something pretty big to the scores and how you rank up. So it might be one of the changes.
Yeah.
Will you ever implement seasonal specific killers, survivors, or certain match condition? If you could elaborate on any of the above, if there's been such thoughts, ideas. Thank you.
About what? I missed the first part.
Seasonal specific killers, survivors, or match conditions.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Why not?
Will you reduce blood point for sabotage action? So that's again with the balancing of the blood points.
That's actually in the DLC patch.
Yep.
Sabotage give less points.
Will most survivor perks be getting revamped completely? Not that Deja Vu is in the most overpowered perk in the game or anything. Also, what do you think about making the rate the bar decays on a hook a lot slower so that killers might not want to camp?
Oh, well, that's another scenario, the camping, which we want to alter a little bit. I mean, it's you can patrol a hook, but just standing there and doing nothing is not fun.
Although, kudos to the entire community for the little Twitch warning.
Oh yeah,
which
that's cool.
just to let you know, if you are playing as a survivor and if you see the person on the hook twitching their arm, it means the killer is standing right next to them. So don't go to them. It's like a self-defense mechanism. We will look at doing other things, but right now it's a good tip.
Do you plan on making perks that will allow survivors to tank a hit? Like, for instance, at rank 3, there's a 25-40% chance to take a third hit instead of going down.
Could be.
It's not a bad idea.
No.
Do you ever plan to set up a website-based community forum? Steam forums are always toxic and whiny in nature, and it would be great to have a proper forum community that isn't here or Reddit. Well,
It doesn't matter really.
No matter where you go,
there's going to be some toxicity. So,
but to be fair, I think that the Steam forums are reasonably positive.
Yeah,
I mean, for forums, and even the Reddit threads are. I mean, it's Reddit, but
the best is just to ignore anything
I mean,
you don't want to respond to or you think is unacceptable.
Yeah. Okay, that's a long question. I'll go to the other one. Will there be any new objectives available for survivors in the future?
So in the future, we are looking at expanding the game rules in different ways. So that might be something to look forward to in the future.
So,
getting through that big question.
Yeah, so essentially as someone that feels like we're being super vague when we're answering questions about the hatch standoff or balancing, and they want harsh answers about how we're going to balance the game.
They want harsh. They want it. Well, no. I mean, obviously, we have a design process. We go through that design process. We will make our decisions and then we'll put them in the game. What you do need to know, which will help, is that we do listen to you. We do hear what you have to say, and we make the best decision we think we can make for the game and for the player base in total. So while I totally appreciate you want us to sit in on our design meetings, on our boards, and see everything that we're doing all the time, it makes perfect sense. But we are making the game, and we need to have a little room to breathe.
Yeah,
all the room to breathe.
And the bottom line of the question is no, we don't think that the game is perfect as it is right now. I mean, we think it's pretty damn good, and I think that a lot of people agree. But it will be better.
Yep.
We'll tweak it. Okay. Any plans on making an indoor map?
Plans, yes.
The asylum has
Pretty
a
big.
lot of interior.
It has more interior, but based on what I think they're saying.
I know.
But plans, yes.
Will there be T-shirts? Something clever about hooking and sacrificing, or something pretend culty about the entity would be amazing.
It would.
Paul?
Feel free to get us some T-shirts.
Yep.
Especially with a hooky culty.
Yeah. What percentage of games played contain Survive with Friends survivors, and likewise, what percentage of the survivors user base plays as Survive with Friends as opposed to playing alone?
Can't give you that number.
An approximate number?
No, I can't even guess. But I can find out for next Twitch.
Okay. Do you promise?
I can't promise.
Okay.
Because I have no ability to lie.
Will there be a
promise is a
nerf
shot.
for agitation? Some killers have Iron Grasp 3 and Agitation 3. It's impossible to escape, or at least lock this perk that they can't be combined. Any ideas when you're in dying state you can't get up by yourself?
There was a lot of questions in there.
One is
so no, we're not gonna lock up combinations.
Iron Grasp and Agitation together are pretty
if you
bad.
want that, you can do it. If it's particularly bad and we see that there's something really wrong with it, which I don't think, then we will go and balance it. So balancing this game is like our everyday work. We do this constantly, and things are going to change. When we add new content, we'll revisit the old perks, the add-ons, etc. So it's something that we do every day.
Yep, and we'll continue to do.
Yeah.
The new chapters look amazing, but will you ever take into account creating a haunted, abandoned theme park and a clown killer for another chapter?
Yes, we will take that on board. Take that into account. Into account? Was that the phrase?
Yeah, take into account.
I will absolutely take that into account.
Okay. I want to ask if you're considering maybe adding a replay options. After you finish the match, you could choose the highlights, blah, 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 blah.
That would be
so
amazing.
we
that would
had
be so
that,
fun.
actually, at the very beginning. I remember in our list of everything we wanted, and that sort of turned into the spectate mode.
Yeah, but it was never. It was always a dream to have that.
And we feel like the spectate mode is actually stronger, mostly
different.
because...
But it's above the
well,
two,
yeah.
yeah.
But the people who are very determined to do good replays and cut that and make something out of it, I'm thinking of the YouTube people, they just capture everything, and they use better tools than we could ever have provided. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And creating highlight replays is not a simple thing.
But it would be great. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
it would be amazing.
Let's fix matchmaking.
It would help also strategize for later, as you
Yeah.
would know how you got killed or how you got fooled.
Dave, any plans on getting rid of the Holy Trinity? Saboteur, Self-Care, and Sprint Burst as
Have
perks
I-
of
wait,
choice
can I
for
just
many
say,
survivors.
I'm pretty sure I've heard a response saying, "Can you get rid of all perks?" So far, are we nearly there yet? That sounded like another 3 that you're now getting rid of.
I got that comment once in a while. People saying that perks basically ruins everything. Well, they're in game, and that's how you play the game.
It's
So,
true.
I mean,
I know.
so
but
the-
that just goes to show the balance, the opinions, the
Yeah.
whole fun of doing an asymmetrical game is there are many interlocking wheels. That's my new
Yeah.
phrase of the day.
And about meta builds, the plan is that as we had more content, I mean, these things are going to change. The meta is going to change. There's a way to counter these things as well. So there.
Okay. I have a question here that I like, but it comes with a big preamble.
Oh no!
Hello. First, I wanted to thank each and every person who had a hand in creating Dead by Daylight. Typically, I stay away from player versus player games. I enjoy more player versus computer type of game. Heck, I wouldn't call myself a fan of the horror genre at all. Yet this game grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and pulled me in. Never before have I felt so compelled to play a player versus player game, pitting 4 against 1. Not once in my 15 plus years of gaming have I felt such excitement on dev, Twitch streams, and patch notes being released. Your constant communication and fine tweaking the game is greatly appreciated. So I wanted to thank you all for creating this game. I cannot wait to see how much more it can grow. So that's very nice.
Is there a question at the end?
Lore question.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, nice.
If the killers were ever to meet face to face, would they get along with each other or would they just fight to the death?
That's
a good question.
That's a very good question.
I don't think they'd be allowed to fight.
No.
No, but would they want to?
No.
Would they get along? Some of them would, maybe.
I don't think we have the answer to that.
No.
But I think that's probably going to be answered by gameplay. If
Yeah.
ever we do a 2 killer in a map,
I
don't know.
What did Dave say?
I didn't promise anything.
No, that would be foolish.
Are you willing to tell us the single least used survivor killer perk?
Wait, what?
The
The
least
used killer perk and survivor perk.
We have this. Can you
Can
connect?
you bring it
from-
up? I'll see.
Okay.
I'll see.
If
carry
you
on
could
with the
fix,
next
change anything in the game, what would it be and why?
one. I'd like to fix change.
Well, if we would have a genie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for a wish.
A djinn or something.
Yeah. In a lamp.
Yeah?
Then I would ask for servers.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
okay.
be nice. Yeah, that would
Dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
That would be cool.
Okay, how big are the team number of people? I mean, for instance, the bug team is how many people? Just curious whether so many outstanding bugs in the game still have not been fixed. For instance, traps not closing after being disarmed or having to be sabotaged instead. It's not a hard set number. I mean, pretty much everybody fixes any bug that they can in this team.
Let's take this this example. Like
Yeah.
Outstanding bug, as in it's obvious to some people that it happens a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, with our list of priorities, fixing the lobby, for example, or fixing some more problematic gameplay issues, this one would probably be at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of priority.
Hey guys, thanks for all your hard work on doing these live shows each week. And we see the devs play the game in a Kill Your Friends game or Survive with Friends. I really hope that Kudo was watching earlier when we were playing with Baru and with True Talent,
Yeah.
because we did.
It made amazing stories. It was good
Yeah.
games. Good games.
Will there be a buff for Jake's Iron Will perk?
Deja vu.
Deja Vu is the least used.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
And for...
I'll get killers.
And what's
Okay.
the percentage?
0.45.
percent of people are using it. And the most used?
Still used, 100,000 times. Most used, really,
Well, I'm curious now.
well, you might be, Spine Chill.
Spine chill.
Spine chill, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are in the right
Mm-hmm.
bracket.
The thing
And
is
then
that
there's
even
a
if we
whole
say-
ton in the middle.
That's it. When we say like most used, but when you look at the pie chart, you see that there's a lot of
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
perks that have the same value, basically.
Hello, my question
Well, that
is...
was in the last 7 days, so things could have changed.
Oh, okay, that's last 7 days.
Yeah.
What about the killer?
But it's usually a good
I'll work on
sample.
it. Yeah, why not?
My question is the next. Is there a possibility for you, the devs, to change a perk totally right now? For example, making saboteurs destroy into a slower entity progress or something like that? Just as a possibility, or was that only possible in the beta? Thank you for reading my question.
Oh, it's possible to change a perk completely.
We can just remove it, we can change the
yeah.
description, we can
Of course.
make it do something
But
else.
it's not something we want to do. Let's take Artstone, for example, is the first thing that comes to mind. There's some cards that are retired that you can't use in competitive mode. So that's always an option. At some point, we could say that, well, okay, you can play anything you want as an unranked thing, and then as soon as you get into competitive, you get a set of these perks. That could happen.
Unnerving presence.
Is the most use? Least use. Unnerving presence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
And the most used?
Ooh, now you're asking.
Well, Iron Grasp.
That I know, yeah.
Iron Grasp. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, but only just.
No, I know. There's a couple that have the same value. Yeah.
Second, Deerstalker, probably my favorite.
Cool.
All right. Any chance of environmental hazards that could potentially kill or injure survivors in the future?
Yes, many chances.
And also, can both the killer and survivor withstand so much fall damage? How can both the killer and survivor withstand so much fall damage?
Well, that's an interesting question. So, as part of the newest DLC and patch,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take
a
take a moment. Do you want to discuss this?
Let's talk about a few things that are coming in the DLC that we
This
have not
this
really
one's actually
publicized
an
so much.
important one.
no, you're right. You have the full list.
Oh yeah, let's go through the patch notes. Why don't we?
Might as well. We only have 20 minutes.
Then let's
left.
speak fast.
Okay, so and then is there something else? Oh yeah, we have to go to the from the web section because there's always some fun things in there. Okay, so I have the full list of changes here, which you may have seen in preview on some stream, or you will see in a few moments. So we have a new location, new map, new survivor.
Very cool, very cool, very cool.
Chat functionality to the tally screen.
Ooh.
So you can shout and
Afterwards.
shout at each other at the end of a match.
Controls remapping.
Big one.
Controls remapping. I'm gonna say it again.
Rejoice!
You say remap the
Rejoice.
controls.
Yeah, that's true.
I also think with that one again, like if you did originally were so very, very unhappy with that when the game came out that you had to give us then feel free to.
Oh yeah,
because,
that's true.
You know, to be fair, like we know we were adding them, we're putting them in. We want to make you guys happy. If we do make you happy, then feel free to go and give us a better review if you can. That would be great.
Yeah. These things actually matter more than I was expecting.
Well, it turns out they do, but it's. I just think that like it. You know, I'm not
It's
asking
fair.
for anyone
Also,
to
it's
do
fair.
anything crazy. It's just if we do a feature that you were particularly unhappy about, and we did it, we do it for you. Then do feel free if you so feel inclined.
And if you don't,
That's
just
okay.
do it anyway.
Oh, it's not okay. It's not okay. Don't do
Various
it.
prompts to indicate easy anti-cheat ban status. So if you're being banned, we're actually going to tell you now, which is kind of nice. Okay. Bunch of balancing coming in.
Yeah.
It's quite important. There are some
Go on.
core balances all over the place, but the most important ones are on the killers, so that the rate is not so easy to build up points. And some of the others have been tweaked as well. The Hillbilly is going to reward a little bit more points. So we've checked this deviousness category way more on each of the killers.
Yeah. Loud noise trigger upon sabotaging a hook.
Yep.
That's gonna change things. New game mechanic that will slow characters down after falling from a certain height.
That's quite a big deal now.
Yeah, so that's gonna change things a little bit, and
So-
it makes Nia's perk actually meaningful.
Yes. So be careful if you are on second story buildings. You want to go down if you're in a chase.
Be careful on the hill.
Be careful on the hill.
Yeah. Yeah. We have here adjusted sound levels for entering, exiting closets, and being inside a closet. So closets will be a little quieter now.
Did you buff
Buffed
closets?
closets.
We buffed the closet.
That's true. We did.
Like micro buff.
The long guide bar add-on reduced the possibility of triggering the attack without successfully landing a hit. Yeah. Change
that
the
one,
rank
actually.
the chainsaw's long guide bar add-on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now function.
Change rank 1 display to behave like other ranks.
So
Displays the
you'll
number of
see
pips.
you'll see the pips.
Chase trigger conditions have been adjusted.
That's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
We've seen too many chases starting for no reason. Like as a killer, you don't really see the survivor, but it hints you that the survivor is there. So that is fixed now. The chase would only start when you're actually in the chase.
Scoring adjustments to the hillbilly scoring event, the raid scoring event, hook struggling, reduce score for placing a bear trap as a trapper, and reduce the score for sabotaging action.
There you go.
And self heal is now only available when stopped.
Yes. So that it doesn't go over other interactions.
There you go. And then bug fixes. There's a long list of bug fixes. Leaving penalties not apply when crashing. Survivor visuals will fade into the fog in the distance. Oh yeah, okay, there was a bug with that.
Yeah, there was a bug with this, since you could see people
I mean,
on the second floors.
I would say let's not go through all
Yeah.
the bugs because there are a lot of fixes coming in this patch / DLC.
Then there's various localization fixes for Chinese and Russian.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's a new content window now in the game, so that you don't have to go chases these notes on Steam.
True.
You can do it right there in the game. So hit that new content button when you start the game to know exactly
Actually,
what
it'll
happens.
pop into your face.
Right. The first time it pops.
Yeah. Good question here. Do you like developing this game?
Very, very, very much. This is
You having a
great.
good time, Dave?
Yeah.
How is the mood at work? Roberto? It's pretty good?
You're like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It'll do.
Do you like the feedback your players are giving back to you? Most of it. I'd say we like most of the feedback.
I mean, it's hard to say we love all the feedback, but the fact we get so much is super cool. I mean, it's great, and it really helps us shape and mold it. If it was a wall of silence, we wouldn't know for certainty which direction to turn. We now
and
have
even
much
the
better
really,
clarity.
really harsh ones, I
yeah,
take
I mean,
it as pure passion.
And also, it's not like we don't understand there's a point. Like, we get the point and we can do it.
Yeah.
It's just,
The delivery could probably be moderated a little.
worked on.
Sometimes there's no point at all. And
That's
then
true.
we just block or ignore, and that's it.
I really liked the fact that when we posted the announcement for the new chapter, like one of the first 10 was just all caps, fix this! Like, there's really
Thanks for
nothing
that.
to do
yeah,
with
we
this.
just have a laugh about it and move on.
How long will it probably take to fix the matchmaking? Well,
it is in process, and it will take multiple patches moving forward. There's a number of different things that we're doing, none of which we're going to talk about now. But unless you want to talk about it.
I can talk a little bit about it. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
what you need to understand about matchmaking is that we're relying on Steam. We're relying heavily on Steam to do matchmaking, and it comes with some issues, and so that are out of our control. So until we have a bigger system that takes care of that, so that we can do our own stuff with matchmaking, and that's going to be
Well,
major
and that's
thing.
really
It's
the point.
gonna-
It's not like the matchmaking system is bad. It's just that our particular requirements for the type of games that we're putting together require extra checks, extra searches, killers that have been waiting in lobbies versus survivors, and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
But
there was a thing there that I don't understand. It said, Dave, please do the arm thing.
I don't know what that is.
Do an arm thing?
I don't know what that
no,
is.
he didn't say do an arm thing. He said do the arm
Yeah, but I'm saying if he doesn't know which arm thing, I'm saying just do an arm thing.
I don't know what it is.
No, don't
I'm
just
not
do
doing
one.
arm things.
Do one only.
I'm not
only-
doing that.
No? No arm things?
No arm things.
All right.
So something to camper killers. Well, as mentioned earlier, watch out for the little twitch in the hand, and if you're a survivor, feel free to use that little technique to let everyone know there is a killer next to you, and the rest of the team do the generators.
Any thoughts on making it harder to reach a high rank? Because for veteran players, the ranking system at the moment is more of a grind than a challenge.
Oh,
An interesting
Yeah.
Well, we
take
made it
on
less of a grind in the current system. So
Well, mostly for the beginning bits, I guess.
yeah. There was a different reason why we decided to have ranking and points together and working like that. a lot of different reasons.
Mhm.
And now we're thinking of maybe something else.
But we'll wait for an upcoming season and some new rule changes.
Yay! Arm thing.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Do you? What was the biggest design challenge that you guys faced making this game?
Oh my word! How
Pick
many?
one. Just
It was extremely challenging.
balancing.
Well, I mean,
It's balancing two completely different games.
Yeah,
essentially.
absolutely. There you go.
Yep.
You try balancing two completely different in every single interlocking wheels. See? That's the future. Of
Do you
everything.
plan to add a new killer cosmetics in the next bigger update?
We,
So, yes, it's a plan,
It's a plan,
and,
it's a
and
plan.
new cosmetics are coming. And
plan.
actually, on that note, are you? Whoever asked this, are you coming to PAX West? You
What?
might be able to snatch a little special something.
what?
Okay. DVD merchandise. Can't wait. Could we please get some killer plush toys?
That'd be so good.
I want one.
I want all of them.
I have a
Jeez.
Naughty Bear plush toy.
Whoa.
I do too.
We should have
Amazing.
bought him.
Yeah, next time.
Next
we'll
time.
bring Naughty.
Next time. There'll be...
Could you tell us more about the original 1v1 concept of the game?
Yeah, sure.
Also, can Mathieu show his cool tattoos? I can show you some.
Arm things.
Oh, we're not doing arm things tonight.
No, no,
sorry.
it's
We're
not.
not doing arm things today.
No arm things. So the 1v1 version of the game, so the initial version was literally 1v1. It was just hide and seek. It was just a killer in a procedurally generated landscape chasing someone who could hide in the reeds or behind a tree, and that was it. And then it had the heartbeat, and that was how the game worked. We then were curious to see how it would work, because we planned on it being a multiplayer. So we basically added 3 lives into the game, so that every time the killer killed someone, they could take them to a specific point and the time sacrifice them, and then they could be rescued. And it was just 1v1, and we layered it on that way. Kept adding in more features, more killer powers and different things. But it's essentially frightening outside of graphics. Is very, very, very similar to the core gameplay that we have in the final game.
We should play it.
We could play it.
We should be able to unlock it in the full game.
We should be able to unlock it in the
I'm
full
not
game.
promising anything, but just saying.
That would be amazing if we could do that.
And then add the pig.
Yeah. No, there are 3 different prototypes we could do that look at them that take it through the whole history of the game. So
Will you ever decide to combine 2 perks that may seem good together but useless by themselves, like This Is Not Happening in Resilience, Hope, and No One Left Behind, etc.?
Yeah, could happen.
Sure, could happen. How many seconds do the survivor's sprint marks stay visible to the killer?
I don't know by heart.
check the engine. Probably
have to go check again.
76.3 units.
No.
Probably-
I mean, it's
No, I
in
know.
seconds. Somebody could ping us the answer, actually.
Yeah, probably Mr. McLean can answer that. Unless he's working right now. Probably not.
Give us the update.
Is Iron Will 3 still broken? Is it broken?
I don't
Nope.
know.
Hard to say.
I would say no, but we can
Uh,
check.
Who are the voice actors of the survivors and killers?
I don't know. Did you make
don't?
one?
No, I didn't.
I
So,
didn't
one of
make
them.
one. It's rare for me not to make.
behavior employees. Let's
Oh,
leave it
yeah,
at that.
for sure.
They
Yeah.
are behavior employees. Some are known to you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the answer I'm going to give for today. Let's take a moment to go to the web and find some really cool things to show people.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's where we found our brilliant song this week.
Yeah, there are some really, really talented people who give us much love. So, yeah.
And I don't have anything from the YouTubes from Thailand to show.
Yes, but
if anyone from Thailand is watching this, just wanted to say welcome to our Dead by Daylight community. You guys have joined in a big way, and it's great to have you aboard. And your YouTubes are amazing.
Yeah.
I only hope that those songs are positive. It might not be, in which case I'll be changing my tune on next week's Twitch very, very quickly. But no, it's great. It's great to see a community rise so quickly, and it's fun to have you aboard. Thank you.
So Benedict Cumberbatch voice Trapper confirmed.
Oh yes, you should confirm that.
Yeah, you should. All right, show us a thing, please.
Yeah, let's have a thing.
Okay, so this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
So-
it's an arm thing.
Jerry's.
It's an arm
We are doing an arm
We
thing.
are doing arm things.
And I am showing a really cool tattoo, which is not on my body. It's on Jerry's. I guess that's how you pronounce your name. Seriously, this is absolutely amazing. Based on some altruism icon. Is that new?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
brand new from Louis. Thanks.
So that's pretty crazy. So Sarah is very thrilled to see that. Now this is from I can't read the name, Mr. Shape or something. My friend Trapper is a religious fanatic, so excuse me, ma'am, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior entity? It's a beautiful little presentation. This
is great.
this is like art. This is pure art. It's absolutely amazing, and it made us lol.
It's the Wraith's position.
I love it.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm lounging.
Okay, this I was in the Twitch for Angry Pug I think 2 days ago, and he showed me his really cool new emote that he created specifically for people to cry about infinite jukes, because he does not care for them, because he murders them anyway.
Nice.
So that's the crying infinite juke, and I thought it was worth mentioning. Angry Pug is doing awesome streams of our game. And was there another thing?
That's it. No other
things. All right.
Yeah.
Well, at least there was an arm thing.
There was an arm thing, which I think was the most important thing that we did this Twitch, because
Right.
apparently that was requested a lot.
Yeah. Can we say anything else?
I don't think so.
Because we're working on other stuff now, by the way.
Well, yeah, you know.
No, okay.
Well, there's a
No.
lot of design questions right now up in the air. There's a, in terms of the core, the current core list of key issues in the game.
Mhm.
The design team is really trying to get to grips with how to fix some of these things for good without creating a nuclear weapon that untangles our spaghetti game.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't never do nuclear weapons that untangle spaghetti is my tip there.
The exciting thing is that now that the DLC will be pushed out, it's going to be more secure for us to push more bug fixes and more issue fixes that we were waiting for this patch to get out, for the DLC to get out before doing anything.
And some
Risky.
of the other fixes that came in that the patches that came within that DLC also had tentacular
Absolutely,
issues. So
yeah.
now we're full steam ahead with a whole lot of new fixes that we've already previously been working on, and ready to roll with some big changes, hopefully.
So the next things for us is PAX West. I said that before, but we will have a booth there. It's going to be absolutely freaking amazing. Come see us. Again, put on your best locker cosplay. Or some other cosplay will be acceptable. And
What?
yeah, that's it. We're gonna have some really cool stuff to give away. So someone is pointing us to the arm thing.
I think that's me. That was me. It wasn't Dave. If that's what Louis said it was. This-
Oh, okay.
That's the arm thing.
That's the arm thing. Oh well, we could do that.
No.
No, it stopped. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Well, you
Stop
know
it.
it's forever on the internets now.
Well, it's too late. We are forever on the internet because we're sitting here. So.
Yeah.
Hey,
So we'll cut it right now, I think, because people are excited for the mic to be off, because we said an hour after the mic is off, you get the new chapter in its entirety.
So still 7 minutes to go.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
you'll have to sing.
Yeah,
Oh,
do.
well, there.
We can play 3
No,
minutes.
we can
Hooked
take
and Bleeding
questions
again.
on.
Yeah, let's take
chat
some more
wall
questions.
or-
All right, chat questions. Go for it.
Okay. Chat questions.
The first thing I see, please nerf the nurse. It's too OP.
Yeah.
Is it OP?
Let's.
Is it OP?
Let's
It
discuss
might.
that. It might.
I don't
be
think
OP.
it is.
Yeah, no. When we have obviously played the nurse. We've now played the nurse against some beginner experts, like first time with the nurse, but like pretty good killers. And we are, as we've mentioned, not the world's greatest players, and we're not bad.
And we got away.
We got away. I mean, like, come on. Give it a go.
I mean, of course, we expect Survivor to die a lot at the beginning.
And we expect to be scared because it's a new killer, and there's nothing more exciting than a new killer. But
How was your first experience with the nurse, Matt?
as a killer,
Oh, it did not go well.
you played 3 games yesterday.
Yeah. Well, today I played the survivor against that killer, and I'm not a very good survivor, and that's being very nice to myself. And I did not fare well.
We had to swap him out. And we all got out in the next game.
I had a meeting. I
That's what
would have
I
been
say
part
that-
of the winning team.
Oh, that's my favorite phrase. No, I can't play. I have a meeting.
But yeah,
But how's
as
your-
a killer, I don't think the nurse suits my playstyle, so I'm really having a hard time getting it to be as scary
It's
as
very-
other
I mean,
players.
it's very different.
But maybe because I haven't played enough.
Yeah.
Because
Of course.
every time I've played, I've had 1 or 2 absolutely mind-blowingly exciting moments of just surprising people.
Yeah.
The same sort of feeling I got with the Wraith the first time I played with the Wraith, and I uncloaked behind someone that was a degenerator who had no idea what to expect, and that was an awesome moment.
I have to say there were a few moments in the game when the nurse came seemingly from nowhere. Like I
Yeah.
was watching, I was looking, I was stealthy, and then bang, and it was
Yeah.
a scary moment. But
No,
that
I
was
love
everything.
playing against
But
nurse.
the thing I love about it is that the nurse coming out of Blink into that situation and hitting the pallet next to you. Because it's quite easy for the nurse to miss hit because they'll try and spam the button to hit you,
Yep.
which like double stuns them, can actually give you a chance to get away. It's really good
Absolutely.
and it's terrifying. It's brilliant.
When will the game come out on PS4? That comes back often, so consoles. We're looking at consoles right now.
Yeah.
It's not an instantaneous thing. It takes a few months of work to get to that. We think it's most likely gonna happen right now. It hasn't started yet, but it very well could start quickly.
Exciting.
But that would still take at least a couple months to years or something.
I
Well,
think
not
it's going
to
to
a
be.
year.
I mean, I
but
think if we ever got the opportunity, I think it's going to be a great console game.
yeah, I
like,
think
you
so.
know, it's
Yeah.
it lends itself well in at least 4/5 of its parts to being
Yeah.
a great console game.
What is Kindred? Yeah,
Ooh.
actually, as part of the patch, there's a global or a perk that's available to all survivors called Kindred. So that's also new content that you can use. So this perk will give you the power to show all survivors' outline to the other players when you're hooked.
Yeah.
And at its most powerful level, it can also show the outline of the killer if he's nearby. It's
That's OP.
no, it is, of
Yeah,
course.
of course it is.
But when everything is OP,
Then we have perfection.
Everything.
We have achieved perfection.
do you promise perfection?
I didn't promise
Okay,
anything.
don't
But
promise
art is
ever.
perfection.
I don't understand the sentence.
So
Maybe
anyway,
my
you can
answer.
use Kindred as a good communication tool for your teammates.
So, how about 8 versus 2?
How about it?
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
It would, right?
Yeah,
Is that just? I'm not sure, but is that the definition of being vague? I think so.
Yeah.
Which is why we do it, just because otherwise we'll do everything.
it's almost impossible to read these things.
Is that an
it?
arm thing?
No.
No, a finger thing maybe, but
Yeah, Max. Oh, law question. What do
Uh,
survivors think about each other, and what was their reaction to first meeting each other? Well, they got points. Is what I would say.
reunited, and then that song popped into their head.
Exactly. They all sang together.
I'm not the only one
So-
who always has that song pop in their head when you reunite with someone.
And you are the only one.
Okay,
Feel free to do a cover for it.
I will not
Like-
break into song. I'm holding it in.
So it's worth noting that none of the characters prior to being in their current situation of these characters that we have known each other prior to being in this place.
Yeah. Yes, monkeys on toast. That's exactly right. Someone asked, "Can Ash be the narrator of my life for a day?"
Sure.
It's a service that you do offer.
Author is a big word, but it's possible.
It could be done.
Yes.
Contact. Have your people call our people. Do we have people?
Will,
Yeah, I think we have
we'll
people
find
for
some
that.
people to prepare contracts.
I don't know. Call Paul.
Yeah, Paul, take care of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost the chat. I don't see anything anymore.
Oh,
So
because
you'll
no
have to
one's
feed me
talking. No
things.
one's talking.
What about tournaments?
Would love to do tournaments.
Yep.
Can I be a moderator? Maybe. Are you really nice and clever and slightly pleasant?
It's always good key things.
Then-
We have to shut down. Do we have to shut down?
Yeah.
Do we? Is
Shut
it
it
time
down.
now?
It's that time.
It's time to end everything now.
Okay, so we are gonna go and run upstairs and essentially like crank stuff and pull levers and essentially repair generators upstairs.
Ring bells.
It's probably gonna take us about 59 to 61 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you will get a nice update in Steam, and you will have your mind blowed.
Enjoy. Let's see what happens from
fun.
here.
Have fun. That's the
can't
important
wait.
bit.
Yeah, and let us know what you think. Scream. So there you go.
It's gonna be good.
We're out. Thanks, folks, and
everybody.
be good. Oh, words of wisdom.
Oh, really?
If brute force isn't working, you're not using enough.